All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Court will resume with the June 22nd, 2022 docket. And looks like we're going to do some jail cases.
The jail hasn't logged on.
Oh, the jail has not logged on.
They just
They just did. Let's do it. Mr. Orozco, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. How are you today?
Oh, fine. Thank you, sir. How about you?
I'm doing well, thank you, Judge.
Good. I think your case is Griffin Bonzel.
You're correct, Your Honor. He signed up and ready to go for a plea, Your Honor.
Griffin Bonzel. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And that'll be a plea.
That is correct, Judge.
Okay. Are you ready, state?
Yes, Judge, we're ready.
Okay. And for the record, you are.
I'm Kelsey Gunther for the state judge.
All right. Good afternoon, ma'am. All right. Then CR 22-05-372D, Griffin Bonzel. Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may put your hand down. Your case, evading arrest, Class A misdemeanor. Is it just one case, right, Mr. Orozco?
That's correct, Your Honor. One case.
Okay.
only.
One case only, evading arrest, Class A misdemeanor. It carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that? Oh, he's muted. Oh.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
All right. And you understand that you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal, and that you waived those two rights?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, sir. No, Your Honor.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendations after you give a plea?
Yes, sir.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
I'm guilty, Your Honor.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
State offers plea documents and offense reports as stated Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal as stated Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosures as stated Exhibit 3, and waiver of risk and needs assessment as stated Exhibit 4. The state also requests that defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court. State further requests that defense counsel stipulate that all evidence which has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate today's plea of guilty.
No objections, so agreed and stipulated, Your Honor. And we also agree that the evidence is sufficient to corroborate his plea of guilty.
And without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged. And a recommendation, state.
The recommendation is a $200 fine, court costs, 6 months deferred adjudication, an anger management course, and 30 community service hours.
How many community hours?
30.
30. All right. Well, because of the COVID and all that kind of stuff, we're going to have to waive the community hours. We're going to waive that.
Thank you,
But-
Judge.
But it's deferred probation, so it'll be the judgment of the court that the finding of guilty and all further proceedings are hereby deferred in CR 22-05-372D in the case of State versus Griffin Bonzel. So it's a deferred probation, and he's done 19 days in jail, more or less.
Your Honor, respectfully requesting that the fine be waived in consideration of the days he's been in jail, Your Honor.
Okay, no fine, no court cost, 6 months deferred, and then the anger management, and that'll do it.
Thank
Okay.
you, Your Honor. Thank you, Judge.
All
Good
right.
afternoon.
You all
That
may be
concludes my
excused.
business,
Have a good
Judge.
day.
Thank you, Judge. Stay safe. Good to see
Yes,
you.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
number 17, Miss Young.
Miss 17, Miss Judy Youngs, let me see here.
Good morning, good afternoon, Your Honor. Attorney Yuri Rocio Youngs on behalf of Victor Garza Jr. Judge. We are,
Vic- Okay, Victor Garza Jr. There you go.
yes, Judge.
All right, it'll be a plea, right, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor, it is correct. We have signed up and he's ready to go.
And it's just one case, right, ma'am?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right, please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may put your hand down. CR 22-05-448D, Victor Garza Jr. Your charge here, Class B misdemeanor. It carries a potential penalty of up to 180 days in jail and not more than a $2,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal, and that you waived those two rights?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, sir.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation when you give your plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
State offers plea documents and offense reports as stated Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal as stated Exhibit 2, Waiver of Article 39.14 disclosures as stated Exhibit 3 and waiver of risk and assessment as stated Exhibit 4. The state also requests that defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court. The state further requests that defense counsel stipulate that all evidence which has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate today's plea of guilty.
No objection and so stipulated to.
Without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged. And our recommendation state,
The recommendation is a $100 fine, court costs, 180 days, Hidalgo County Jail probated for 6 months, a theft education course, 30 community service hours, and restitution due and owing in the amount of $153.92 to Junior Supermarket.
okay, 153.96.
92, Judge.
92 cents.
Oh, 92. Here we go. Okay, that's the restitution amount, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And he'll be on 6 months probation
Yes,
with the education course, or what was it, that course?
a theft education course, Your Honor.
Okay, there we go. Okay, we got it. No community hours, that'll be waived. And he's done 16, 17 days in jail, right?
Let me
More or less.
verify.
I think it's more or less, right?
Yes, Judge, about
16.
16.
Okay, then no fine, no court cost, but it'll be the 6 months probation and the education course, and of course, more importantly, the restitution. I think 153.92. Right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Is that the understanding, Ms. Youngs?
Yes, Your Honor, that is the understanding, and we appreciate the court's consideration on this matter, Judge.
All right. Thank you so much. That'll be the judgment. And you're excused, Mr. Garza. Okay, that'll do it. Thank you, sir.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you.
Judge.
Bye-bye.
May I be excused?
Yes, ma'am. You have a great day.
The court hopefully has a wonderful day. Thank you.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
Number 18, Mr. Manji.
Number 18, right here. Mr. Manji, there he is.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon. Juan Fidel Gracia.
Yes, correct. This is going to be an open plea, Your Honor.
Open plea? Okay. We'll close it right away. It'll be Juan Fidel Gracia, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Junior. You swear the testimony you're about to give would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you may put your hand down. CR 2205-498D, Juan Fidel Gracia Jr. You're charged Class A misdemeanor assault. It carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand that you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal. And did you waive those two rights?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, sir. No, Your Honor.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation when you give a plea?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
State offers plea documents and offense reports as stated Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal as stated Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosures as stated Exhibit 3, and waiver of risk and needs assessment as stated Exhibit 4. The state also requests that defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court. The state further requests that defense counsel stipulate that all evidence which has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate today's plea of guilty.
No objection, Your Honor. We still stipulate.
And without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged. In our recommendation state.
Judge, just for the record, this is an open plea, but the state's recommendation is a $100 fine. Court costs 1 year probated for 14 months. Anger management by Mujeres Unidas, an alcohol class, 30 community service hours, and that the defendant must have no harmful contact with the victim, Maria Garcia.
No harmful contact with Maria Garcia
Yes.
or Gracia? Is it Garcia? Okay. Yeah, I can see where it can be the one because people sometimes they miss it. Okay. Yes, sir, Mr. Manji?
Yes, Your Honor. He would like me to ask the court if they would consider a possible time served or a jail sentence in this case, Your Honor. He did inform me that he was disabled, and this was just a mistake on his behalf against his mom, Your Honor. So any consideration the court would give. In the alternative, he is open to probation, Your Honor.
Okay, now, so then I think no harmful contact. Is it Maria Gracia? Right?
I believe so. It's his mother.
His mother, because he's Gracia. Okay.
There'll be no contest, Your Honor.
Okay, no, there'll be no contact. Okay, no contact, no harmful contact with Maria Gracia. All right, so you're asking for, it's a Class A, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Let me All right, you want some jail time, right, Mr. Gracia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, no fine, no court costs. We can do 20 days in jail and then credit for what, 15 or 13? 13?
13.
All right, no fine, no court costs. 20 days in jail minus 13.
What was the offer
Okay.
you had? What was the offer they had on the table for probation, as far as probation goes?
14 months of probation.
Oh, the probation period was 14 months.
14 months?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I do gotta get out. I have things to do in the free world, so if you have anything else as far as probation goes, anything like a year, I mean, it's up to you guys, to you and my attorney, but I do have to be out in the free world. 20
Okay,
days
but
at this point, I don't think I could stay here 20 days, honestly.
Well,
There's a
it's
way
only-
to get out.
it's really actually one more week.
Sí, pero no puedo, Your Honor. No, otra semana aquí no.
Okay, okay,
I
you can
got
get
things
probation.
to I got a job.
Okay, we'll give you probation because that was offered. So we'll give you the probation then. All right, so it'll be no fine, no court costs, 1 year in jail, probated for 14 months, anger management program. Will help. I think you said Morelos neither, right, ma'am?
Yes, Judge.
No community hours because of the pandemic, and then no harmful contact with Maria Gracia. All right, so good luck with your probation, okay, sir?
Ándale, gracias.
All right, you're welcome. All right,
Thank
have a
you,
good
Judge.
day.
Maybe excuse. Thank you.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mangier, excuse, have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Es regalado number 10.
Number 10, let me look at number 10 here. 10, number 10.
Francisco Vázquez.
Looks like Francisco Vasquez. Also an open plea, right?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Francisco Vasquez.
He is a Spanish speaker, Your Honor.
Okay. All right.
Vázquez, levanta tu mano derecha.
You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
¿Juras que el testimonio que vas a dar es la verdad, solamente la verdad y nada más que la verdad?
Sí.
Yes.
And you can put your hand down.
Puedes bajar tu mano.
CR 2204-577D, Francisco Estrada Vasquez. Your charge here, Class A misdemeanor, DWI. It carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand
En
that?
el caso tuyo, CR 2204577D, el estado de Texas contra Francisco Estrada Vázquez, te acusan de una clase A. Bajo la ley es no más de una multa de $4,000 y no más de 1 año en la cárcel. La pregunta es, ¿comprendes eso? ¿Sí o no?
Sí.
Yes.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial. You're entitled to an appeal. And did you waive those two rights?
¿Comprendes que tienes el derecho de que un jurado oiga tu caso? También tienes el derecho de apelar. ¿Pero es correcto que tú has rechazado esos dos derechos?
No sé.
Esos son los documentos que tú le firmaste a tu abogada.
Sí,
¿Es
sí.
correcto?
Okay.
Yes.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
¿Alguna vez te han declarado que estés mentalmente incompetente? Toco.
No.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation after you give a plea?
¿Comprendes tú que la corte, el juez, no tiene que seguir la recomendación del fiscal después de que tú te declares culpable? ¿Comprendes eso, sí o no?
Sí.
Yes.
And you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, that your plea of guilty in your case may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to this country, or the denial of naturalization of federal law?
Y comprendes tú que si tú no eres ciudadano de este país y te declaras culpable, eso puede resultar en deportación, exclusión o que te nieguen la entrada a este país bajo leyes federales. ¿Comprendes eso, sí o no?
Sí.
Yes.
And was that explained to you by your attorney?
¿Y eso se te explicó a ti por tu abogada?
Sí.
Yes.
And how do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
¿Y cómo te declaras? ¿Culpable o no culpable? Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
¿Y te estás declarando culpable libre y voluntariamente?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, state.
State offers plea documents and offense reports as states Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal as states Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosures as states Exhibit 3, and waiver of risk and needs assessment as states Exhibit 4. The state also requested defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court. The state further requested defense counsel stipulate that all evidence which has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate today's plea of guilty.
Your Honor, insofar as the discovery that's provided and offered is only an 8-page jail packet, we do not have any objections to that. We were provided with that discovery. We don't have any other objections to anything else that's been offered by the state. We also stipulate to venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court.
And without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged. Recommendation, state?
The state's recommendation is a $100 fine. Court costs 1 year, probated for 18 months. The repeat offender program, 180 days Texas driver's license suspension, 3 days Hidalgo County Jail, a mobile alcohol monitoring device for 9 months, an alcohol class, and open restitution to Maria Pulido and Amado Rodriguez.
All right, restitution to, you had the name, sir?
Amado Pulido.
Amado Pulido is one of them. And the first
Maria
one?
Pulido and Amado Rodriguez is,
Oh, Amado Rodriguez.
yes, Judge.
Maria Pulido.
And Maria Pulido?
Yes.
All right, we got it now. We need a date for that?
That date is 6/29
6/29
at 2:30.
at 2:30 p.m. 6/29, 2:30 p.m. for the restitution hearing, in case there's any. And does he have an ice hole?
He does, Your Honor.
Okay, and okay, what was the open plea, Ms. Regalado?
Your Honor, I do just want to quickly address that those two names were not provided. They're nowhere in the 8-page jail packet that I received, so I'm concerned about the evidence that was offered to the court if it exceeds those 8 pages because we've not been provided that discovery. The open plea, Judge, is for a time recommendation. Mr. Vasquez is a non-U.S. citizen. He does have an ICE hold. I anticipate that he will be deported and unable to comply with any probation terms. Any attempt for him to comply with that would cause him to violate it by entering the country illegally. So we're asking the court for, he's now been in custody since May the 7th. We're asking the court for a time served recommendation with restitution due and owing, subject to it's been proving up on the 29th.
Okay. So I think it's got like, what, 49 days?
Judge, for the record, the state is opposed to a jail recommendation. This was a 2-vehicle crash. There was a rollover. An open container was found in the vehicle. And additionally, for the record, we only have the jail packet right now. We have not received the offense report from the arresting agency, and our victims department just received the names.
How about, I'm looking at 60 days in jail, credit for 49, with a due and owing. If there's anything that we find out later on, a due and owing, it'll be for 6/29? Yeah, 6/29 to 30, let's find out what happens,
Thank you, Your Honor.
okay? It could be that after, if there's nothing due and owing, we might reduce that to time served at that point,
Yes, Your
okay?
Honor.
We'll leave it-
Francisco, la sentencia del juez, en vez de darte libertad condicional, te va a dar tiempo en la cárcel. La sentencia fue de 60 días, 6-0, crédito por 49 días.
No fine, no court
Y te
costs.
quitó la multa y los costos de corte.
If we find out that there's no restitution on the 6/29, I think we can leave it open for a time.
También hay una
time
audiencia
served.
para el día 29 de junio. Esa audiencia es para si tú causaste daños y hay daños que tienes que pagar, entonces vas a ser responsable por pagar esos daños. Solamente que en esa fecha, el día 6/29, que viene siendo el próximo miércoles, si no hay daños que debas, entonces tal vez el juez te le baje a la sentencia.
Okay. All right. Buena suerte.
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe
Thank you, ma'am.
my business. May I be excused?
You may be excused. Thank you, ma'am.
Judge.
Public Defender, Mr. Ted Lopez. He has number 1, number 2, number 3, number 6, number 11, and number 12.
Oh, man.
And number 2 is a rebel.
Okay. Next, Mr. Lopez. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Your client is Jose Angel Garcia.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I understand there's one rebel. And then Ms. Cantu, is he? Six.
Your Honor, I think none of them are revocations, Judge. They're all pending charges, Your Honor. However, I believe one of them's time served, and then 2 will be probation cases, Judge.
Okay, state. I thought number 2 was a rebel, CR 20-044-93D.
Judge, it's listed as a revo only under defendant attorney, but he was never convicted of this charge. We filed regular plea paperwork on this one.
So we're gonna do now.
Rick or Rachel, can you check?
Yeah, let me get the. There's quite a few, right?
I'm checking.
State. Is he going to plea on one? How many?
He's playing on 1, 2, 3, Judge, and one's going to be a dismissal.
Which is a dismissal?
Okay, which is a dismissal?
Number 1.
Number 1 would be the dismissal. Okay. And we're still thinking number 2 is a rebel, but let me find out from staff here.
I don't have it under a rebel. It's not under a rebel, Judge.
It'll be a plea.
Yes, sir. And it's I received a probation judgment on that one case.
Okay, so it'll be a plea.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so then he's got 1, 2, 3, and then 6, 11, and 12. So it'll be a plea on all of them except number 1.
Judge, on 11, there's a felony pending out of the same transaction, so we will not be pleading on that one. On
Okay,
CR 22-05039D evading.
Not number 11. That's going to be reset. Okay. All right, so I want to make sure that's going to be reset. Okay. So then the plea is going to be.
Okay, what about number 12?
Yeah, number 12 will be a plea.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, number 11, 623 or 622-23.
Number 11, 623.
22, I'm sorry, 20.
I'm sorry, 622, 23. Okay, June 22nd, 2023 is a pretrial date. However, if it needs to be bumped up, just let the court know.
Once the felony is disposed.
Yeah, well, what? Yeah, of course. Once the felony is disposed, we'll take care of it right away. So one more time, the pleas are going to be number 2, number 3, and 6. 6.
6 will be a dismissal, Judge.
There'll be 6 will be a dismissal?
Yes.
Okay, a dismissal. I'll leave that alone. So we're gonna have actually 2 dismissals, right?
Yes.
Okay, the plea will be 2, 3, and 12.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
2, 3, and 12. Okay, here we go. All right, look at Mr. Jose Angel Garcia. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you may put your hand down. 3 cases, Mr. Garcia. Let me see here. CR 20-044-93D, assault, class A misdemeanor. CR 20-09132D, violation of protective order, class A misdemeanor. And CR 22-05040D, theft, Class B misdemeanor. The first two are Class A misdemeanors. Each case carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. The Class B case carries a potential penalty of up to 180 days in jail and not more than a $2,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that for all three cases, you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal. And did you waive those two rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, Your Honor.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation after you give a plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily on all three cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
State offers plea documents and offense reports as states Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal as states Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosures as states Exhibit 3, and waiver of risk and needs assessment as states Exhibit 4. The state also requests that defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court. The state further requests that defense counsel stipulate that all evidence which has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate today's plea of guilty.
No objection to the exhibits offered. We stipulate to venue and jurisdiction, Your Honor. We also
Without-
stipulate that these documents are sufficient that have been submitted, Your Honor.
And without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged on all three cause numbers. CR 20-044-93D, CR 20-09132D, and CR 22-05040D. How about recommendations, ma'am? Do they happen to be identical or they're not?
They're different, Judge.
Okay, CR 20-044-93D.
The recommendation is $100 fine, court costs, 1 year probated for 16 months, anger management course, and 20 community service hours. Additionally, no harmful contact with the victim, Jose Garcia. Judge, and for the record, this does vary from the judgment that was submitted. We came to an agreement later with defense counsel in regards to the amount of probation and the anger management course.
Okay. All right, so first of all, no fine, no court costs, 1 year in jail probated for 16 months, anger management, no community hours, and no harmful contact with Jose Garcia?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Did you understand that, Mr. Lopez?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let's look at the
Excuse me,
second one. CR 20-09132D.
That's going to be a $100 fine, court costs, 55 days, Hidalgo County Jail with credit for 55 days.
Waive the fine and court costs, 55 for 55. That second case, time served. And the third one, CR 22-05040D. Yes, ma'am.
A $100 fine, court costs, 180 days, probated for 1 year, a theft education course, 20 community service hours, and open restitution to victim Larissa Maldonado.
Maldonado, the first name?
Larissa, Larissa.
Larissa.
Okay, Larissa. Okay, there we go. Maldonado. And we have a date on that one, 6 what? 6/29, 2:30. 6/29, 2:30 p.m. Okay, on this one, also no fine, no court cost, 180 and over 1 year. Theft classes, the no community hours, that'll be waived, open restitution, and also waive the supervision fees. So you only pay one fee.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, now we have some cases we need to dismiss, right, ma'am?
Yes, Judge.
Could you read them on the record?
The state will be filing a motion to dismiss on CR 19-15787D. That's an assault class A.
Okay, and the other one?
The state will also be filing a motion to dismiss on CR 21-02463D. That's a POM.
All right. Furthermore, court will dismiss CR 19-15-787D and CR 21-02463D. Both cases, State versus Jose Angel Garcia. Both cases are hereby dismissed. And then we already reset CR 22-05039D to 6/22/23 pretrial 9 a.m. But of course, once the felony case is taken care of, we'll take care of this one too.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I may, Judge, on that
Sure.
case, CR-22-05039-D, Judge, at this time, since we were not able to take care of it, Judge, I believe his bond is set at $5,000 cash as surety. Your Honor, I'm requesting that it would be a $5,000 personal recognizance bond, Judge, and that way I can take care of this case along with the felony case. I believe he's already been indicted on the felony case.
Okay. All right, 5,000 PR. You gonna,
We need an order.
he'll submit the order. Mr. Lopez, will you submit an order, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
We'll make it 5,000 PR bond.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge,
Yes,
excuse me, on CR 20-04493, the judgment reflects 1 year, 18 months instead of 16 months. Is it 18 months, Ms. Kelsey, or 16 months?
We came to an agreement after the judgment was filed that it would be 16 months.
Okay,
16.
And
Okay.
the anger management would not include Mujeres Unidas. It would just be regular anger management course because the alleged victim-
Regular anger management.
Yes.
That's correct.
Okay, okay. Did you get the rate?
yes, sir, I did. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Is that it, Mr. Lopez, on this one?
On these cases, yes, Your Honor.
For this case? All
Yes.
right, you're excused, Mr. Garcia. Have a great day, sir. Thank you.
Likewise, thank you.
Thank you, bye.
Number 4, number 5, and number 14.
4, 5, and 14. Okay, that'll be Santiago Alvarado. 4, 5, and 14. Okay, state, there's 3 cases on this one. Will it be a plea on all 3?
I believe. Can you repeat what numbers were on? I'm sorry.
Okay, on Santiago Joel Alvarado, number 4, number 5, and number 14.
Yes, Judge, number 4 will be a plea, number 5 will be a dismissal, and number 15 will be a plea as well. Or 14 will be a plea as well.
Okay, so number 5 is a dismissal,
Yes, Judge.
but 14 and 4 are pleas?
Yes.
Okay. Did you get that, Mr. Lopez?
Yes, Your Honor.
We got a plea and a plea. All right, Mr. Alvarado, please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down. 2 cases here, Mr. Alvarado. Actually, there's 3, but 2 are going to be pleas and 1 was going to get dismissed. Okay, sir?
Yes, sir.
CR 20-11-403D, Santiago Alvarado, DWI Class B misdemeanor. CR 22-05-140D, Santiago Joel Alvarado, Class B misdemeanor, criminal trespass. So each case is a Class B misdemeanor. Each case carries a potential penalty of up to 180 days in jail and not more than a $2,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal. And did you waive those 2 rights?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, sir.
And you understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendations after you give a plea?
Yes, sir.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
I'm guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
All right, state.
State offers plea documents and offense reports as stated Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal as stated Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosures as stated Exhibit 3, and waiver of risk and needs assessment as stated Exhibit 4. The state also requested defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court. The state further requested defense counsel stipulate that all evidence which has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate today's plea of guilty.
No objection to the exhibits offered. We stipulate to venue and jurisdiction. We also stipulate and corroborate that these documents are sufficient, Your Honor.
Without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged in CR 20-11-403D and CR 22-05-140D. And recommendations for the first one, ma'am, CR 20-11-403.
A $300 fine, court costs, 180 days probated for 10 months, a mobile alcohol monitoring device for 6 months, an alcohol class, MAD impact panel, 90-day Texas driver's license suspension, and 20 community service hours.
All right, did you understand that, Mr. Lopez?
Yes, Your Honor, there was a request, Judge, on that, and
Okay.
I had discussed it with Ms. Cantu, Judge. Your Honor, this is his first CWI, Judge. We are requesting that the mobile monitor device not be ordered, Judge. I know that's a request from the state that they do on any DWI.
Okay.
It is not mandatory in this situation, Your Honor.
Well, then also the 20 community hours, we can waive that. And the interlock device can also be waived. That's the first case. Now let's look at the second case, CR 2205-140D. Yes, ma'am.
A $200 fine, court costs 180 days, probated for 10 months, an anger management course, 20 community service hours, and no harmful contact with the victim, Edith Chavez.
On a criminal trespass case, no harmful contact
Yes, Judge.
with Chavez?
Edith Chavez.
Edith, okay.
And
All right. Oh, yes.
the state will be filing a motion to dismiss on CR 2011-740D, possession, Class A.
Okay. First of all, on this one, before I leave this one here, CR 2205-140D, no fine, no court costs, no community hours, no supervision fees. Everything still stays the same. 180 over 10 months, anger management, and no harmful contact with Edith Chavez. Okay. And then I believe number 5 is a dismissal one, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's right. Court will hereby dismiss CR 2011-740D, Santiago Joel Alvarado. This case is hereby dismissed. Okay. Anything else, Mr. Lopez, on this one?
Nothing further, Your Honor. I think we're good.
All right. You're excused, Mr.
Thank you,
Alvarado.
Judge. Have a good day.
Good luck with your
Thanks,
probation. Thank you. Huh? Thank you, Mr. Lopez. Have a good day.
Have a great day. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Miss
Miss-
Catherine Perez, number 15.
Number 15, Miss Perez. Let me see here. Miss Catherine Perez, you have Jose Gildardo Perez.
Correct, Your Honor. We're signed up and
Okay.
ready for a plea, Judge.
All right, Jose Gildardo, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, and he is a Spanish speaker.
All right, okay. All right, let me find somebody here. CR 2205-225D, Jose Gildardo Perez, you're charged DWI, a misdemeanor. It carries a potential penalty. First of all, let me raise this in, right? You
Levante
swear,
tu mano derecha.
you swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
¿Juras que el testimonio que vas a dar es la verdad, solamente la verdad y nada más que la verdad?
Sí.
Yes.
And you can put your hand down.
Puedes bajar tu mano.
Once again, CR 2205-227D, Jose Gildardo Perez, Class A misdemeanor, DWI. It carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction.
En el caso tuyo es CR 2205227D, José Gildardo Pérez. Te acusan de una clase A. Bajo la ley es no más de una multa de $4,000 y no más de un año en la cárcel. La pregunta es, ¿comprendes eso, sí o no?
Sí.
Yes.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial. You're entitled to an appeal. Did you waive those two rights?
Comprendes que tienes el derecho de que un jurado oiga tu caso, también tienes el derecho de apelar, pero ¿es correcto que has rechazado esos dos derechos?
Lo que firmó.
Esos son los documentos que firmaste. Yes.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
¿Alguna vez te han declarado que estés mentalmente incompetente?
No.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation after you give a plea?
¿Comprendes que la corte no tiene que seguir la recomendación después de que tú te declares culpable?
Sí.
Yes.
And you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, that your plea of guilty in your case may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to this country, or the denial of naturalization to federal law?
Y comprendes que si te declaras culpable y no eres ciudadano de este país, eso puede resultar en deportación, exclusión o que te nieguen la entrada a este país bajo leyes federales.
Deportación.
¿Comprendes eso?
Sí.
Yes.
And was that explained to you by your attorney?
¿Y eso se te explicó a ti por tu abogada?
Sí.
Yes.
And how do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
¿Y cómo te declaras? ¿Culpable o no culpable?
Culpable.
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
¿Y te estás declarando culpable libre y voluntariamente?
Sí.
Yes.
State?
State offers plea documents and offense reports as stated Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal as stated Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosures as stated Exhibit 3, and waiver of risk and assessment as stated Exhibit 4. The state also requested defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court. The state further requested defense counsel stipulate that all evidence which has been filed is sufficient to corroborate today's plea of guilty.
No objections to the admission of evidence, Judge, and so stipulated.
Without objection, so admitted. It will be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged. In a recommendation state?
The state's recommendation is a $300 fine, court costs 1 year, probated for 20 months, 5 days Hidalgo County Jail, repeat offenders program, defensive driving course, alcohol class, MAD impact panel, 20 community service hours, and open restitution to victims Juan Castro, Faustina Castro, and Maria Ortiz.
Juan Castro, Faustina Castro, and Ortiz.
Maria Ortiz, yes, Judge.
Your Honor,
Maria
I'm
Ortiz.
I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
I noticed that she said probated for 20 months. I'm looking at the judgment. It says probated for 1 year, Judge.
For 1 year. Are we looking at the same thing, Ms. Cantu?
Let me double check, Judge.
Okay,
Yes, she's
CR.
correct, Judge. Defense counsel is correct. It's 1 year,
it's-
probated for 1 year.
It's 10 months, right? All right, 10 months. And he's done 23 days in jail, more or less. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Judge.
Yeah, we can, okay, because of that, we'll waive the fine and court costs.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, now we have to come back on 6/20.
6, is it 12 months or 10 months probation?
I'm looking at 12 months, Judge. 365 days is what's written.
Okay, 12 months.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I said 10. It's 12 months. And then open restitution for 6/29?
At 2:30.
6/29 at 2:30, ma'am. 6/29 to 30 p.m. See this in the
Thank you, Your
restitution.
Honor.
Okay, so it'll be the probation period, Mr. Perez. 1 year in jail, suspended in place on 12 months or 1 year probation. 5 days in the county jail, repeat offenders program, defensive driving course, alcohol classes, the MAD impact program. Community hours is going to be waived, 20, and then again, open restitution. Okay.
Señor Pérez, va a estar en libertad condicional por 1 año. Tiene que ser 5 días en la cárcel. Tiene que ir a clases de alcohol y tomar clases de manejo también. So, nada más saliendo, se tiene que reportar por favor con el oficial y ellos hacen una cita con usted y le explican y repasan todos los términos y las condiciones que usted tiene que seguir mientras esté en libertad condicional.
Okay, sir. Okay, suerte. Good luck with your probation. Okay, sir.
Suerte,
Thank you,
señor.
Your Honor.
Thank you,
That's all I
ma'am.
have. May I be excused?
Yes, ma'am, you're excused. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Sepulveda, let me see.
7, 8, and 9.
Sorry, which one?
7, 8, and 9.
7, 8, and 9. That's a cluster of cases here. Let me see here. Under Guzman, right? And I understand here, announcement? Yes,
Judge,
sir. Yes, sir.
if I can, Judge, I've got some problems with this case, Judge. Number one, Judge, I filed a discovery, Judge, and the state provided me an affidavit from an investigator, Judge, on a probable cause statement, Judge, not a police report.
Oh, okay.
And number two, Judge, I was very specific on my discovery, Judge, that I asked, since they're trying to prove 2 DWIs, Judge, that they provide me with a judgment of a prior conviction, Judge. There is no judgment, Judge, that's been tendered to me, Judge. So I can't plead this guy out just without committing malpractice, Judge.
Okay. I understand.
Those are my problems, Judge. I know Ms. Cantu is new, Judge. I mean, you want to give her a chance to comply, Judge. I have no problems, Judge.
Okay. Yes, she's new, but they're also shorthanded. I understand.
I understand
because
that. I understand that, Judge.
I used to have 3 or
Judge,
4
you know,
prosecutors.
We've been there 30 years ago, Judge. Same position she's at as prosecutors.
You,
I was,
you,
Judge.
you used to be a prosecutor, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
No, I was not. I was never a prosecutor. I didn't have the privilege of being one, but I think I know more than some of them.
Yes, sir. How do you say you didn't, Judge? I never said that.
We'll give it a reset date, okay?
Judge, and just for the record, we did receive the discovery request. We did send the jail packet. We're just waiting for the offense report for the from the arresting agency. And once we
I
get
understand
that,
that's one of the
send that.
bottlenecks is waiting on police reports from the departments. What date we gonna give it now? Well, we'll call you next week, Mr. Sepulveda, or let us know as soon as you're ready.
Judge, Judge, I don't know if you'd consider giving my client a bond reduction or a PR bond, Judge. She's been in jail for a while, Judge. I mean, you could put API conditions on him or whatever, Judge, but he's been there a while, Judge.
I have a question. Does he have an high school?
No, Judge, I do believe he's an American citizen.
All right, and we're talking about, I'm sorry, we're on the record here. We're talking about Eleazar Guzman
Guzman.
Jr., CR 2204-558D, CR 2204-559D, and then 560D. So there's 3 cases under Mr. Guzman. Mr. Guzman, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Mr. Guzman?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, good afternoon. All right. You are a U.S. citizen, Mr. Guzman?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Very well. Oh man, you're seeking PR bonds on all of them, Mr. Sepulveda?
Yeah, Judge. I mean,
He's
I
done
think,
46 days.
Judge, I don't think a week's going to be enough for the state,
Okay,
Judge.
okay.
I do not think it's going to be enough, Judge. So, I know she's new, Judge. So, trying to give her as much leeway as possible, Judge. I mean, if it's him, Judge, we'll plead him out, Judge. But I mean, who knows when she's going to get the information from Houston, Judge? It is from Houston, Judge.
Yeah. Submit the order, Mr. Sepulveda, for all 3 of them.
Okay,
And
Judge,
we'll
I'll
give
do
you
that.
some PR bonds, okay?
Okay, Judge, I'll do it, Judge. I'll do it on Tuesday, Judge. I'm going to Chicago tomorrow with the
Okay.
school board, Judge.
All right. Let's do it on
Okay.
Tuesday then. Okay.
Thanks, Judge. Hey, guys.
The
What's
orders,
going to do?
it's not gonna be released.
Oh,
I
Mr.
understand
Mr.
that, Judge, but I'm leaving on a plane this afternoon, Judge. So
Oh,
yeah, I'm out of here, Judge. You know what? I'll see if I can get Chris to do it, Judge.
just anybody, just do it. Yeah,
Okay.
writing, because
Okay, I'll do it, Judge.
it's gonna go
Yeah.
through a lot of
Yeah,
loops
yeah.
and motions.
Yeah. Okay,
Whistle.
Judge. Sounds good.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
I'll submit it, Judge. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care, guys. Take care.
Yes, sir, take care. Bye-bye. Have a
Good
safe
luck.
trip.
Bye-bye.
Do we have any more? Thank you, Mr. Guzman. We're gonna get PR bonds, okay, sir?
PR bonds for all of them?
Yeah, for all 3. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good day.
Likewise.
Who's next? Oh, Mr. Bustos, there you are. How you doing, Mr. Bustos?
No.
Doing good,
Judge. How you doing?
All right. Which one?
Number 13.
13. Let me see here. Mr. Bustos, you have Guadalupe Araujo?
Yes, Your
That's
Honor.
correct,
And
Judge.
he is a Spanish speaker as well.
Okay, it'll be a plea?
That's correct, Judge.
It'll be a plea. Okay, CR 2205-122D, Guadalupe Salazar Araujo. You swear,
Levanta tu mano derecha, Guadalupe.
you swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the
¿Juras
truth?
que el testimonio que vas a dar es la verdad, solamente la verdad y nada más que la verdad?
Sí, la verdad.
Yes, the truth.
Okay.
Puedes bajar tu mano.
All right, your case,
Hello?
CR. Yeah, that's también. Your case, CR 2205-122D, driving while intoxicated, Class A misdemeanor. It carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
En el caso tuyo es CR 2205122D, Guadalupe Salazar Araujo. Te acusan de una clase A, bajo la ley es no más de una multa de $4,000 y no más de un año en la cárcel. La pregunta del juez es, ¿comprendes eso, sí o no?
Sí.
Yes.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial. You're entitled to an appeal. Did you waive those 2 rights?
¿Comprendes que tienes el derecho de un jurado, que un jurado oiga tu caso y también tienes el derecho de apelar? ¿Es correcto que has rechazado esos 2 derechos?
Pues, ¿cómo le hago?
Esos son los documentos que firmaste al abogado.
Sí, está bien, sí.
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
¿Alguna vez te han declarado que estés mentalmente incompetente?
No, estoy bien.
No, I'm fine.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation after you give a plea.
¿Comprendes tú que la corte no tiene que seguir la recomendación después de que tú te declares culpable? ¿Comprendes eso?
Sí.
Yes.
All right. You understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, that you plead guilty in your case may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to this country, or the denial of naturalization under federal law?
¿Comprendes tú que si te declaras culpable y no eres ciudadano de este país, eso podrá resultar en deportación, exclusión o que te nieguen la entrada a este país bajo leyes federales? ¿Comprendes eso, sí o no?
Sí. Pues,
Yes.
And was that explained to you by your attorney?
¿Y eso se te explicó a ti por tu abogado?
pues nomás me dijo pues que firmara ahí. Yo soy residente nomás.
Oh, he just told me to sign there. I'm a resident.
Oh, you're a resident. Oh, okay. Okay. That's why. Okay, that's fine. How do you plead, Mr. Araujo? Guilty or not guilty?
¿Cómo te declaras? ¿Culpable o no culpable?
Culpable.
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
¿Y te estás declarando culpable libre y voluntariamente?
Sí, sí, sí.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. State.
It offers plea documents and offense reports as stated Exhibit
Exhibit
1,
two.
notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal as stated Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosures as stated Exhibit 3, and waiver of risk and needs assessment as stated Exhibit 4. The state also requests that defense counsel stipulate the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court. The state further requests the defense counsel stipulate that all evidence which has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate today's plea of guilty.
Your Honor, no objection to exhibits being presented by the state of Texas. So agree to stipulate the venue and jurisdiction of the court, and so agree to stipulate that all documents have been e-filed are enough to corroborate a guilty plea.
And without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court that Guadalupe Arajo is guilty as charged in CR 2205-122D. Recommendation, state?
The state's recommendation is a $400 fine, court costs, 1 year probated for 14 months, 40 community service hours, the repeat offender program, 3 days Hidalgo County Jail, 180 days Texas driver's license suspension, a mobile alcohol monitoring device for 7 months, MAD impact panel, and ASI screening.
MAD impact. And what else? I'm sorry.
ASI screening, addiction severity index screening.
What was that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last part.
Addiction severity index screening, it's number 29 on the judgment.
Okay, that's number 29. Okay. All right. He's done 32 days in jail, right?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay. All right. That'll be the judgment. Is right on the record. However, the court will weigh the fine and court costs because he's done 32 days in jail and no community hours.
Señor Guadalupe, el juez le quitó la multa y los costos de corte porque ya ha hecho ya varios días en la cárcel.
And no community hours.
Y le va a quitar también las horas de servicio a la comunidad. Es
Okay.
importante que ya que salga, usted se reporte con el oficial. Ellos se van a sentar con usted, van a repasar la sentencia del juez y las condiciones que usted tiene que cumplir para que no tenga problemas mientras usted esté en libertad condicional.
Okay.
Suerte.
Okay, suerte. Good luck,
Muchas
Mr.
gracias.
Arajo. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you,
Anything else,
Judge.
Mr. Bustos?
May I be
You take care,
excused, Your
man.
Honor?
You take care. You're excused. Thank you, sir.